Hi everyone, I'm Tom, and this is Rach, and we're going to play some games. Marty is here as well, kind of, briefly. Isle of Cats, explore and draw, so taking a lot of the concepts that you might know from the bigger Isle of Cats game, and turning it into this roll and write kind of experience. We're going to play that first, the multiplayer version. There is also a solo version that maybe I'll cover that at some point in the near future, and I have got the Kittens expansion as well, so there should be a stream soon, right, where we revisit Isle of Cats and do the new solo with the expansion things. We'll quickly go through what you need to do in the game in general, because you could, if you have a copy of the game, or if you go onto Board Game Geek and go onto the files section, I will put the link in the description where there is a printable player sheet available that's got a particular configuration of rats and things, but yeah, you could play along with us. There are 7 rounds and you'll just get the same choice of cards as us and let us know what you scored. I imagine you can beat us. You'll need some coloured pens maybe, but you could use the same colour as long as they're just here for you to know which colour cat you drew in, because that's going to be important. So for each of these days, as Vesh makes his way over to the Isle of Cats, each of these days we're going to try and rescue as many of them as we can. There are going to be 4 rows of cards out here in the display, and they're made of a particular configuration of cat and lesson cards. The lesson deck's mainly got lessons in, but it can have some treasures and some Oshaks, some special cats that can be any colour you choose. And then the cats deck has got cats as well as Oshaks and treasures as well. They're all things, basically, you're going to fill in a lot of them on your boat. So filling in a cat, if I want to fill in a blue cat, I will draw that shape in my blue pen, because there are points available for making families of cats, which is 3 or more cats touching of the same colour. Diagonal isn't adjacent for anything in the game. So we are each going to pick a column from here. You can pick the same column if you want. You don't actually take the cards. Whichever column you choose, you're going to resolve all of the cards in the column, do everything on one card before you move on to another card, but other than that, you can do the cards in any order you like. If you are getting cats, you just fill in that colour. Treasures, you fill in the black pen, and you mark down whether it's a common or a rare treasure. I think common treasures are any that are on this board, basically, the small ones, the size 1, 2 or 3s. So these are common treasures. The rare treasures or the bigger ones, you write a C or an R depending on which one they are, because that might be important for something later on. If it's an Oshaks card, we haven't got one of those out yet. They are cats with a brown border. You define what colour that is when you draw the cat in. If it's a lesson, we've each got sheets of all of the lesson cards. You don't actually take the card, because we can all pick the same one if we want. You just give it a tick next to the one that you have chosen. Sorry about a bit of glare and shadows and stuff. They're dry white boards. They're a little bit shinier than normal things. So you just check that off, and lessons are potentially going to score you points at the end of the game if you've done what they ask. So sometimes they're bothered about common and rare treasures. That's why we mark them down. You are trying to score points for families of cats. It does say on our player boards here, depending on the size of the family, which is cats of the same colour, touching on at least one side. The bigger the family, the more points you'll score. Then 3 points for each rare treasure you put in. All your lessons score. You lose a point for every rat still visible. Put in a cat, put in anything over a rat means you won't get that negative point. And you can see there are different rooms. The colours and the symbols show you each different room. 5 points for every room you didn't completely fill in. We also have these special abilities here. So in 7 rounds, you can use 1 special each round, but only a total of 3 across the whole game. And it's up to you. They're unique to you. Well, everyone's got the same ones, but you using yours doesn't affect anyone else's. So you can choose a card from any other column. So you'll get 4 cards that time, the column you picked and another card. Choose a card from each row instead of a column. So you'll be making your own kind of column from any rows you like. Draw your next cat twice. That can be an Oshaks as well. But if you choose an Oshaks to draw twice, you've got to do the same colour twice. You can't change what colour you've picked. And draw your next treasure twice. So 1 per round, up to a total of 3. Then we have these little treasure maps on our sheets. If you cover your treasure map with that colour of cat, so the blue treasure map with a blue cat, then you will get yourself a common treasure. And there's a little reminder on the day card here of what the common treasures are, the small ones. You can cover the treasure maps with anything else, but you just won't get a treasure for covering them up with something that isn't that colour of cat. Pretty much everything I do here is supported by patreon.com/slickerdrips. All the wonderful patrons on there. Join up and help me keep making things and make more things. And you get benefits and stuff too. You get early videos. You sometimes get secret streams. Tomorrow there is a secret stream of Wayfarers of the South Tigris. And yeah, you get to vote on videos, but mainly you make them happen. So thank you for that. Right, I think we are good to go. Oh, I haven't written my name in. I'm going to write my name in. Okay, so here is day one already. So, Rach, I know you've been strategizing and making your decision here. So, you pick a column and you're going to do all of the things in it. So, early on, do you want to get a lesson early and then use that to kind of steer you later on? Do you just want to get great big cats? I suppose, like, in this column, that's 2 purples that you could potentially put next to each other. Oh, one more rule. Your first thing can go anywhere. From then on, future ones have to be adjacent to something else you've already placed. So yeah, there's potentially some big treasures and 2 purple cats next to each other. 15 points if you have fewer than 3 treasures on your boat. 9 points if you have exactly 3 different colours of cat. And 7 points if you have covered exactly 3 treasure maps. Okay. I think I'm going to go for this left-hand column here. I'm going to go for the purple cats and the treasure. So whenever you see an or, it's the top thing or the bottom thing. And if you don't see any writing on a card, you have to do all of it if you're choosing that card. So, coming to my board, I've got a plus and a bigger purple cat. So where do purple want to be? Purple want to be kind of over here. You can rotate, you can mirror them however you like. But I'm going to put my first purple cat over here, covering up the purple treasure map, which lets me draw in.
Oh, which treasure map have I just done? Oh, we haven't got the same.
No, they're in different places on, and your rats are in different places as well on the different player boards. So probably we'll just want to do. You can go over rooms, can't you? You can't go outside the boat, but you can overlap. The rooms are only there to kind of be filled in.
The treasures have to touch your cats.
Yeah, because as soon as you put something down, everything else that you put down's got to touch that. So I think I'm going to pop. 3 is the biggest treasure I can draw. I'm going to pop... Oh, that shouldn't be purple, should it? Luckily, I've got a little eraser. So I can pop a treasure in there. And that's a common treasure. Cover up a couple of rats. And then I've got the plus...
Are you allowed to flip treasures?
Yep, you can mirror them, you can rotate them however you like.
The choices are that 3 or that 3.
Yeah, it probably doesn't matter. So the next one, I think... Let's just put it like this. It's a plus. There we go. That seems okay to me. Another purple thing. Yeah, they can be rotated and flipped anytime you like. They can't overlap each other. They've got to be within the edge of the boat. And they've got to line up with squares on the boat. You can't just do half squares and things like that. I might keep this page of the rulebook open. This is the configuration of cards that you draw. So all cats in A and different configurations of things. But it's not necessarily just cats that are in each of the decks. So there we go. That is day 1. We move Vesh's ship. And yeah, when it reaches the hand, that's going to be the end of the game. Everything goes into the discard pile. And we set up for day 2. How have you got? What did you go for, Rach? You chose... Oh, well, I was supposed to write treasure in as well. Have I not done... I haven't done treasure, have I? Have you not done a cat?
I had this purple cat.
Oh, you've gone for a different column than me, haven't you?
And then I covered a purple treasure, so I got 1 treasure.
Yeah, I'm supposed to...
And then I did 2 treasures.
Thanks, Steve. So treasure. So it's 2 3 treasures. So I think I'll pop 1 there. That's a common treasure. And then, because I want to leave space for the purple to grow later. Have a big family of them. If it's another 3, I'm going to pop it off to the side here. There we go. And that's nearly 1 space off doing this bottom room. It's not a particularly big room. And yeah, it's a thing in the main Isle of Cats game as well. You don't want to obsess over filling in all of your rooms with things because you might make up your points that you'll get penalised for by doing good things elsewhere. So what have we got? A couple of greens and a blue cat. And then we've got lesson. There's an Oshex, so you can decide what colour that is. And then we've got cats, which is a big treasure. Oh, that's a rare treasure card. Lessons, cats. And then we've got lessons, cats, lessons. 10 points if you have no visible rats on your board. 7 points if you have exactly 4 families. I'm going to do any of that. It's nice to have rare. It's 3 points straight away just for having rare treasures. There's a blue cat. I haven't started the blue family, I guess. Well, I could start with green and blue there. An Oshax that could be anything. Could say that's a purple and keep that family going. The only downside there is I'm starting loads of families. Just do a bit of green. The Oshax could be purple. Yeah, I might do that. And then green could actually go nicely kind of in this corner over here. That staircase green. But then I'm going for exactly 4 families if I want those 7 points. Otherwise, I've wasted choosing that card. So I like the idea of making the purple family bigger. I think I might just go for this one, though. Might just keep it at cats. What's Rach gone for? She's gone for blue. And some big treasures. You want no visible rats, Rach. Oh, but I did like that green one. No, I'm going for the staircase one that I had. I'm just a bit doubtful about that lesson. We'll see how it goes. It's only round 2, isn't it? So I'm having this kind of W cat, because that's getting rid of a couple of rats. Unfortunately, I haven't taken the lesson. Get rid of all the rats. They're minus 1 point though, so it's not a bad thing to just get rid of them anyway. Those are green, so I can check off lesson 12. 7 points if you have exactly 4 families. I could choose this to be green, and then that's kind of expanding the family I've now started. Although you want red over here, green should have been over this way. I just liked the pattern that it made. I suppose it could have gone over that side. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. It's kind of standing against nothing over here, isn't it? Does that work? Standing against the edge of this room. It's still covering up 1 rat, and then I could have the other one over here. So I could say that Oshax is over here and is green. I might do that. Have it upside down. So here's an upside down Oshax, and this is just an empty space right now. There's another couple of rats though. And I'm close to doing the green map. Yeah, that's better. You should look at where your maps are before you draw things in. Always take back time. So
draw anything over the rooms.
Yeah, the rooms are they're only really defined so that, like, to fill each one up for the 5 point penalty for each one that isn't completely filled up. How's it going, Rach? You got a great big treasure.
Treasure, yeah.
It's still 3 points. Right. And that's it, isn't it? So your final answer. Oh yeah, special. I'm not even thinking about whether I want to use a special. Because maybe that should have been my thing. Ignore that lesson and take something else. And you can choose a row instead of a column. You know, get loads of things. I've only got 3 chances. Because I could have drawn a cat again. Like, I could have copied that Oshax. I don't think it's particularly great to do that, though. In my situation. I could have just chosen another one. If I want to do that. I'm going to hang on. So Rach is choosing an additional card from another column. Going for another blue cat. Trying to figure out how to...
I think I've drawn it wrong.
I don't know if you can.
I can fit in there.
I don't think you can.
I hate misjudge. It's because I can't. Yeah. I can't. I need to turn the card.
You can pick up the card if you want.
I need to turn the card.
You can pick up the card if you want to. Yeah, we have got... I'm not using him for this because this game gives you some great markers.
Yeah, so I can't put him there.
No, he wouldn't fit.
But
this one
would.
This one would if you wanted a little Oshax. It wouldn't fit in that gap, would it? I don't think it would fit in that gap. That one would. You would be leaving yourself a 1 gap like I have. Like...
It wouldn't fit in that
gap. Like this way around.
Oh.
But you'd be leaving yourself with a 1 space like I have.
I'm fine with that. I'm trying to cover up the rats.
Oh yeah, because you've got the lesson, haven't you? Trish come for another Oshax and used one of her powers. And that's the end of day 2. Vesh moves on. And we've got some new stuff. So, cats. There's a purple. What's that? Oh, that's a blue and a green, isn't it? And then we have lessons. There's an Oshax. Cat. Cat. And then we have cat. Lessons.
Oh, look at those little
cat.
Kittens.
And lessons. Cat. Lessons. That's gone really wonky.
Is that blue?
Yeah. So, a couple of lessons if you choose that column. 12 points if there are no empty spaces at the edge of your boat. So, the edge, you might guess. We're around the edge. And 15 points if you have at least 3 families of the same colour. You do normally want them, touching anyway, so that you can get the big points for your families. Now I'm wondering, do I want a row? I like having more green. Not entirely sure where that would fit, though. It would have to kind of go on top. It wouldn't be able to go in my treasure map. I kind of want that purple, though, is what I'm thinking. I don't really want the tiny ones right now. Although a tiny cat is not taking up much space, and it's better to add to a family, isn't it? And it's a little one that could go in the little gap over there. So I could go for that. Would that be... That's orange, isn't it? So it would kind of be on the way to the orange treasure map. And I could have something else from another column. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for cat column again. So the single one I could have on the treasure map, and then just think about filling this in later. I think we're going to get another green cat. That'll be okay. Yeah, I'm going to just get that little one green can go in there. And then I've got a blue. My first blue. You got to do everything on a card before you move on to another card, by the way. I think that's surely plenty of space for green. We'll have blue going over here. And then I can do my great big purple to put the orange higher up. So I want the orange. I could do the orange. No, I can't do the orange yet. But I ideally want the orange plus to be... I'm going to just mark it there so I don't cover the space up. I don't think I can put this purple in and do that, unfortunately. What I can do, though, what if I put it this way? I don't need that little orange helper mark. I don't know where the plus is going to go now. But I could do, say, one from any other column and do this Oshax in this space and say that it's orange. Now, Rach, how would that look mirrored upside down? So I get this right. Then it's 2 down, isn't it? And then 3 across. Like that. So I've left another gap. Have I done that right, do you think? Flipping that Oshax upside down here.
I don't know, I'm trying to work out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll do that. Because that's a treasure map that I've got. And then my plus can be coming in somewhere. Plus would kind of fit in nicely here. Space is running out. And then I could just get a 1 treasure and just have it in this little gap that I've left for myself. So I don't want to cover the treasure with it, really. I think I might just go size 3. There's another rat covered up. Size 3 common treasure for doing that treasure map with her. So what did you go for, Rach?
Choose a card from each row instead of a column.
Okay.
And then I did this one. And then I did this one. And then covered the green map, so drew this little treasure. And then I did this here.
Oh, yeah. Loads of greens. And that's it, isn't it? So that's 3 rounds down. Okay, so next round we've got cats, 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 lessons, cats, 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 lessons, cats, and lessons, cats, lessons. Okay, so only 1 lesson card. 8 points if you have exactly 4 purple and 4 red. I've got 3 purple and 0 red. It's achieved. We've got 3 more rounds after this, right? 4 more rounds? No, 4 rounds including this. Okay, and you get any 2 treasures from that. That's kind of a nice row. Just use that power up. I could kind of go along here. I could kind of go along here and finish this moon room off. I don't know where the other ones would go. So I haven't got... Well, orange could carry on here. There's an orange family. I want 4 families as well. So helping the blue would be nice. That could just go somewhere. Let's not put too much thought into it. Let's go for choose a row instead of a column. So I'm going to do this row. So first of all, that's going to need purple. And I'm going to go like this. And then that's that room finished off. Blue, I've got the kind of staircase. I've got a great big Oshax. If I can fit that in. Would this fit in like this.
Do you have
If
to
I
do
said
the
it was
top part
green.
first, or can you do them?
You can do them in any order, as long as the only restriction is you've got to do everything on one card before you move on to another card. So I'd be making kind of an awkward space potentially for the future, but this could be a nice green Oshax here, and it would get me a treasure card that I could then use to fill in that awkward space. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pinch this for a sec so I get my shape right. So that's up and then 3 out, leaving rat, but I've covered up a green treasure map with a green cat. You'd say what the Oshax is. I'm going to go for that L-shaped treasure, because then that is a completed room. Okay, we've done purple. We've done the Oshax. So I've still got to decide where my blue is going and my orange. So the orange, it's kind of a big piece. Want it linking up, being part of the family. I think maybe I'm just going to have it going like this. And then, yeah, I've left a lot of kind of size 1 gaps. Hopefully we'll get some treasure later and fill all of that in. But it's only 3 oranges, but it's a family now. It's 8 points for a family. And then finally I've got my blue. I could have it going kind of down here, couldn't I? It's not covering up any rats, unfortunately. But the green family might end up huge. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I've done 4 things, haven't I? Yeah. Purple, blue, Oshax, orange. There we go. What did you go for, Rach? Using some reds. Oh yeah, 2 reds and an Oshax. Where's your Oshax?
This purple.
Oh, your purples. Nice. Just the one lesson. 7 points if you have at least 2 treasures touching a visible rat.
Well, that's no good for me. I need
So-
no rats.
I have got a treasure there touching a visible rat and a treasure there touching a visible rat. It's just then you've got to remember to leave that treasure visible for the rest of the game, when normally you don't want it visible. Okay, what else could we do?
11.
We could get our first reds. If I get more blue, that's 4 families, isn't it? Purple, orange, blue, green. And I have exactly 4 families, so I could have red, but I just don't want 3 red touching if I do go that direction. I could choose a special, but then that would be my 3rd and final special. But drawing a cat twice, or a treasure twice, could be really good. So you've got a rare or 2 common treasures there. Same choice there as well, just different shapes and sizes. Orange being bigger wouldn't be a terrible thing. It's just the red I'm not that fussed about. Making the green family bigger, they're bigger pieces than I want. This could help me fill in some little gaps I've left for myself. It could just be a bit of a treasure turn and get a big reel. I could just cover up the treasure map with a red cat that I got, if I'm okay with leaving a space. Like if I was to take this to expand the blue family, just again, not really an ideal shape for where I'm trying to put stuff. I think, yeah, let's go for this. Let's try to remember that lesson. 7 points if you have 2 treasures touching a visible rat. Remember to leave those rats visible. So this blue could fit in quite nicely, say here. That would be quite nice, I think. There's 2 rats covered up. It's a nice big piece. And I'm leaving that rat visible because it's next to a treasure. Oh no, 2 treasures touching 1 rat. Oh, okay. So later on I could get a treasure and put it here, and then that's 2 treasures touching a rat. Okay. I've just realised what those words mean. And then red, we can have, if I don't mind leaving a 1 gap, I could kind of draw this one upside down and maybe rotate it a bit. There's a rat covered up. I can cover this up later. I get a treasure. I'm going to just do another common treasure. I can just do an L here. This covers up the moon room. And there is 2 treasures touching a visible rat. Do not cover that rat up later. Although now I've done so much of this big room, I kind of want to fill the whole thing in. I'm going to save my special for later. What did you do, Rach? You've used your special.
Use a row instead of a column.
Oh yeah, get 4 things.
So this red guy, this red guy, this green guy, and then that treasure and that treasure.
Nice, fill in room. So yeah, Vesh advances. We've only got a couple more rounds before he arrives. And what are we going to find, Rach? And also, like, no matter what the player count, there's so many kind of possibilities as to what might come up. The cats and the lessons. So cats. There's also kind of bits of advice and stuff for if you want to play this remotely, because that's how like the game at least started being played, right? Frank was doing streams of this in the lockdown. You could get the sheets printed out as he was like coming up with the game and doing the Kickstarter and stuff. And there's ways of like, there's advice for, you know, drawing shapes in if you haven't got the coloured pens, or you've got colourblind issues, then you can do shapes that like correspond to the colours instead of actually using the colours. So there we go. So what have we got for our display? 7 points if every cat on your boat is part of a family. Now at the moment, that's bad for me, because if I were to do that, it would cancel out my have exactly 4 families. So I don't want my red to be part of a family. 2 points per lonely cat on your board. A lonely cat is not touching any cats of the same colour. That wouldn't be bad. I would kind of like this. Plus, this Oshaks could surely be useful somewhere. Or kind of big pieces. I think I've got my 4 families now. Always like to make them bigger. But I don't need to worry too much about the actual family part. So what have we got? They would kind of be nice. Bit big. That green shape to kind of fit in what I've got here. A blue would be kind of nice. I haven't done the treasure map for blue yet because I've been messing around kind of down here. That could fill in that space. The treasure's a bit big though. I'm sure I could get something later to fill in that gap. Just quite big cats for this stage of the game. Ooh, I like that being a purple kind of here though. I did like that originally. And I have got a lonely cat. That would be worth 2 points. Just how many are you going to get later on? I kind of like that more than all the other bits. Though my green family is already 4. Making it 5 would be great. I don't necessarily want more red, but every cat on my boat isn't going to be part of our family. So do we go choose a card from each row instead of a column? I could go for the Oshaks. Or draw the cats in twice. Do that blue twice. Yeah, I'm going to go for this column. And I'm going to draw a cat twice. And I think it's just going to be the blue cat. So I've got lesson 4, 2 points per lonely cat, which at the moment is just 2 points. I'm going to do this Oshaks, I think, as a purple. I think I've got a decent space here to put another gap in, but I'm not filling in this big room anyway. So gaps here don't really matter. Like this. That's a big chunk of this room filled in as well. Only 2 spaces here, both with rats. I'd like that filled in. Am I going to do that one again? I haven't really got the space to do that one again. I was going to do this blue one anyway, because putting it there is very nice for the rats. And then if I copy that and put it up here, there's your blue treasure map. And we could just get another size 3 treasure, couldn't we? Over here. Cover up a couple of rats, fill in that room. I like the idea of that. Rach, how's it going?
Not done.
Oh, you're not done?
No.
Not happy with any of the columns?
Not really.
So because you only want to cover up 3 treasure maps.
And I changed my mind, but I'm going to have to go for this one.
Yeah.
I was trying to puzzle this one out, but I can't do it.
You haven't got space.
No.
They're pretty big pieces, aren't they, for the late round? Yeah, because that green is just massive, isn't it?
Yeah. I couldn't do that and that without covering that, really. I suppose I could.
I mean, you could cover it and lose the 7 points. The points you gain might be better than that, but I don't know.
The thing is I've not done other rooms properly. It's not... The thing is, I can't complete those rooms, so that's minus 10 points.
Yeah. It's hard to know, isn't it, depending on the timing of you getting those things, but doing the treasure map in this massive room kind of commits you to completing the massive room, which is the hardest one to do.
What do you mean?
Like, since you've already covered the treasure map up...
We didn't have to do this room.
It's a room that's like...
we didn't have to do that room.
Yeah, it's still a room.
The rooms had symbols on them, and that deck didn't count.
That room just doesn't have symbols. It's still a room, though.
I've specifically not bothered trying to fill that room.
No. You've got your rare treasures, you've got your lessons, and we've got another round. The perfect lesson could be right around the corner, right?
I doubt it. But I need 2 very small orange cats now, please.
Could happen. Cats. Lessons. So any two of those treasures. Cats. Cats.
They're not cats, that's gold.
A treasure and Oshaks can be in either deck. Cats.
Oh, I thought you were saying what you were drawing. Like
Lessons. I'm just saying the deck I'm drawing them from.
Just big cats again.
Cats. And then lessons. Cats. Is there going to be a lesson? There is. 10 points if you have exactly 5 visible rats.
The opposite of my lesson.
Yeah, but like a load of the lessons are like that.
Good lessons have come out really for me.
So I think unfortunately I've got 4 visible rats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's too late. I've already covered up too many rats, and that kind of offsets the 5 points you'll lose for having those visible
The only
rats.
small cats are these.
Yeah, I might have to go for
Should have
trade.
taken lonely cats, so I gambled on not lonely cats.
So you could
Would've
fit
got more
that. You could
points
fit
if
that
only
purple
cats.
cat up the top, and then it's a family
Yeah, that's not a family.
because you want every cat to be part of a family.
that's
Oh,
not
the
going
orange,
to-
isn't it? Okay. Ah, that's why you wanted 2 little
But I didn't
oranges.
take lonely cats, so I thought, well, I only have 1 lonely
Yeah.
cat, but 2 points was better than no points.
Well, just the rare treasures. I suppose they aren't in a column together. Rare treasures are worth 3 points just for being rare treasures. And that might help you complete a room, the 2 of the little treasures, maybe.
Just the way the cookie crumbles.
So I don't think I can fit that purple cat anywhere near a purple. Or anywhere, actually. There isn't really a lot of space on my board, to be honest. I would really like to cover up that one space in the middle of that room. So I'd probably like to get some treasure, which a lot of the columns have, but that's no good to me. I can't do that one. I don't want red to be part of a family anyway. I can't really fit that purple anywhere. I can't fit that orange anywhere useful. Oh dear. I might have to go for this. Because did I say I could fit that in?
No.
I said I couldn't fit that in.
said
Oh yeah, you could fit it in. Well, something could be a lonely cat, couldn't it? Somewhere not as useful. And then at least that's worth something to me. Like this purple could just be a lonely cat over here. Just blue it would be nice for blue to be part of a family. But I don't think that fits anywhere. The yellow and the lesson's not possible.
Oh, that was only 2. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to go back? Is that blue possible? No, I don't think it is. No, unfortunately it's not. In a space where blue would be... I don't think I could fit it over here either. So that column's no good. It's going to have to be one of these columns, and the purple is just going to have to go off on its own and be a lonely cat. If I did this column, I would get more treasure that's potentially going to be more useful. It's more choice of treasures, because I do need a single treasure as well. I'm going to go for this column. So this Oshaks I can fit over here, right? Or was that not the one I was thinking about? So it's like 4 on the top, then 3 down. Yeah, I can fit it there. So there's a lonely cat. And then I want 2 single treasures. One's going to be in here, finishing that room off. And one is going to be over here, helping to finish this room off. And then any 2, I'll have the size 2 here to finish that room off. And then what else could I have? I can't do the big room. It's not worth thinking about that. I've got too many gaps. I don't think it can do anything that useful. It might as well just be an L, hadn't it? Covering up some rats.
Have you nearly finished your board?
Taking bigger pieces, I think, over the course of the game. Right. So, scoring. We've got blue families. So I've got a blue family of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 15. Rach, your blue family.
3.
And then I've got green family. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 11. And then orange family is 1, 2, 3. Purple family, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then red family is nothing. Rare treasures. You do them all in the colours. Rare treasures, I got a grand total of 0. You got a couple of rares, didn't you? Oh, you got 1. Lessons. 2 points per lonely cats. I've got 2 lonely cats. That's 4 points. I have 2 treasures touching 1 visible rat, which is another 7. So that's 11. And I do have exactly 4 families. So that's 18 altogether on the lessons. Rats, I've got one visible rat, I think. Rooms, I didn't do this room, and yeah, I did this room. I didn't do this room in the main room, so minus 10 on that. So that would put me at 26, 34, 49, 59, 67, 66, 56. I'm trying desperately not to just wipe my hand all over everything. And Rach,
Yeah.
could have all been different though if you'd known that was a room.
No, I doubt it.
I think you would have been planning all differently, but still, I think we've saved a lot of cats though. That's the most important thing. There's a lot of cats that Vesh won't be getting anywhere near now, and we might have seen fewer lessons. We might have had more treasures. It seemed like we had a lot of treasures out, didn't we? Especially towards the end. That was I think we saw all of the Oshaks that are hidden in the treasure deck. Like loads of lessons that could come out, and it's not even just what lessons come out, it's what order, what time those lessons come out. I'm looking forward to as well at some point. Where are my cards gone? So like the solo here is similar, well, you know, like the main game, similar with a load of differences to the solo of the base game where you are competing against your sister. And so you've got a display of various lessons that will change based on the difficulty. Yeah, you can choose like, there's advanced solo lessons for you to move in there. And so like at the end of every day when you've picked your column and put everything into a discard pile, you flip over a solo colour card for your sister. And oh, your sister scores points. Oh yeah, this was the way in the normal game as well. Your sister scores points for every cat that you have drawn of her colour selection. So the first card she draws, you know, oh, I don't want to fill my boat with blue cats because she's going to get 5 points for every one of these. And, you know, fewer points as you go through the game, because then you've got less chance to change your mind on it. And as your sister gets lesson cards, she'll earn points from those as well. She only gets points for the colours and lesson cards. But yeah, we'll do a solo at some point soon. Like, I know a load of Roll and Rights I love can only be played with a certain number of players. But I do like that things like Isle of Cats, you can have as many players as you like with this. You can combine sets, you can play it over Zoom, so everyone can play a long range. So in the future, hopefully, we'll have comments of people that have destroyed both of our scores.
No, just destroyed me.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and we will see you very, very soon. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.